Interesting thing about James Borrego, about 3 weeks into him being the coach here, I asked him if there was anything about the way he looks at life that would affect his coaching. And I got this startling answer where he said that he never, ever, when he looks back on being a head coach, wants to look at himself as reactionary. He said, I'm not going to be one of these people who's obsessed with scouting reports. I'm not going to be this person who changes my lineup every single game because of who I'm playing. What that has meant is he's very unorthodox. He wants to put other people in predicaments, and sometimes that blows up in his face. But what I'm saying is he is going to do what he thinks works with his roster, and then he tells the other coach, whatever you do to bust that up, that's your business, but I'm going to go with my guys. And that's really, Sherrod, would you agree with me that there's way too much conformity in NBA coaching?
It is. I mean, everyone is trying to react as opposed to be proactive with what they do. We've seen a bit of that here in Boston lately, and it's not pretty. But the thing I like about JB though is that he has a philosophy, and he hasn't really deviated from you. When you start looking at, and Rick, I know you know the numbers better than any of us, but when you start looking at just the way his teams play and the guys that he plays and the roles that he has them embracing, there's not a whole lot of deviation from that. Whereas some games in Boston, you might see Grant Williams playing the small ball five. Other times you might see him switched out where he's guarding Terry Rozier. And sometimes that stuff is sort of kind of by design, which leaves you scratching your head. Why would you do that? It's refreshing to see that.
I'm going to say something from afar, and I want to know if you two people who are up close agree or disagree. I don't think Brad likes his team. I think that roster makes him uncomfortable. I think it doesn't. He's not really sure if it all fits together. I thought that there was zero chance that he'd take a college job just because nobody in his right mind is going to leave an NBA job for a college job. But when people would ask me if there's any chance he would listen if North Carolina came calling, I said, well, I just don't think Brad particularly likes his team right now. Am I wrong in that notion?
I don't think he likes the way they're playing as a team. And I think part of his issue is he hasn't figured out why they're playing this way. And I think that there's a lot of frustration with that. But I think Brad is such a prideful guy that the idea of walking away with the job very much in a very messy state right now, I don't think his pride would let him feel comfortable walking away from that.
But he doesn't want to start recruiting again because nobody in his right mind does, right?
Yeah, I'm still, and I love Mike Woodson. That's my guy. Love him to death. I would have stayed as an assistant in the NBA. I would have. The money might be better at Indiana, but all the things that you're going to have to do to earn that money at that particular school, nah. Being Tom Thibodeau's guy on the bench in New York, I'm all about that life. So
it's cleaner. It's Brad Daugherty does a weekly appearance on a radio show down here, and Matt put it so well. He said 90% of being an NBA coach is coaching. 90% of being a college coach is not coaching.